Hi everybody, Shulamit Lazarus here, personal transformation coach, homeopath, energetic healer, and so on. I'm going to put on my EFT master hat today, and you can learn more about my practice by looking up shulamitlazarus.com. If you have any questions, you can also call me at 973-259-1988, and if you get any value from this video, then please share it, subscribe. I've said everything I need to say. I have like this little script in my head that I'm supposed to remember. Anyway, what I'm excited about sharing with you today is affirmations. So a lot of people use affirmations. It's very, very big in the spiritual community. It's very, very big in law of attraction and manifestation. However, here's what I hear. I do affirmations and they don't seem to work for me. I don't know why they don't work for me. They seem to work for other people, but they don't seem to work for me. And I get to hear that often in working with my clients because I work with manifestation. I work with becoming the person that you want to be and having all that you want to have. And I believe that that's possible for you. And it's my passion for you to have that. And so I want to address this little piece. However, this little piece that I call like this has this much power. See, I can't even how do I make the hands big enough? It has this much power over your life in terms of stopping you from getting what you want that you're affirming for. So let's look at what an affirmation is, and then we're going to look at other aspects to it. So, and when we do an affirmation, what we're doing is saying that something is so. We're affirming it is so, and quite often at the end we'll say, and so it is, right? And so there is this belief that people have that if they just say it enough, I think one person, I don't know, was it Sleep, Eat, Love, or something like that, one of the movies, like, do the affirmation 800 times a day, or whatever. I'm totally paraphrasing, but I've heard things like that. Okay, so the only thing that's happening when you do the affirmation 800 times a day is that you're bringing your awareness back to, I should do the affirmation. But you have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. 5% of them are conscious. 95 basically is unconscious, subconscious thought. 80 to 90% in people in our society have negative thoughts, negative core beliefs. I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not smart enough, it's for other people, that kind of stuff. So what comes up is actually the core beliefs. And the core beliefs are what governs everything. So let's talk about the subconscious mind. What is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is a goal-striving machine. So if you say, I'm going to hit that chair, and your subconscious mind thinks, no, you don't deserve to hit that chair. As you move towards that chair, you're going to be veered off to be off target. You're not going to get what you want. And how many times have you done a New Year's resolution, like, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, right? And you end up sitting on the couch. Or I'm going to lose 10 pounds, and you end up eating just as much. Or I'm going to eat healthfully, but then you end up eating crap, okay? So clearly there's a part of you that wants something. I want to hit that chair. But then there's another part of you that's saying, not so much, right? We're going to go over here. And we're going to sit on our ass, eat crap, and not lose the weight, right? Or whatever it is that you're wanting to move in your life and change, okay? So it's very important to know that the subconscious mind is governed by the self-image. What is the self-image? Ultimately, it's a culmination of the perceptions that you have about yourself that have been fed to you by first your family, then your teachers, your religion, your ethnicity, right? Responses to you from society, interactions, download, 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 right? Download. I've talked in many of my videos that the way I experience and how it seems to be, in fact, confirmed that the more I do this work, the more I realize that what we really are is organic, self-evolving, self-organizing computers. So we're able to take in data, and that data gets downloaded. And the work that I do as an EFT practitioner in healing trauma and healing core beliefs and healing all sorts of issues is that we're clearing that data. And it's not even right to say clearing. I have a hard time saying that because it's not quite right. What it really is that it's already in storage. You froze it in your experience, and it became a core belief, and it's already creating your future back here. In the past, already creating the future, and this is what you're experiencing now. And what we're doing is we're addressing what's in storage. We're allowing it to be processed. That doesn't mean a lot of talking, because your field is the processor. Your field has the intelligence, and everyone has an energy field, and energy and information are interchangeable, right? So your field has the intelligence, and it's the same intelligence that backs everything that you see, everything that's informed and not formed. There is only consciousness. So your field is consciousness, and it is usable to the extent that you allow it to be used. So as you evolve, you'll notice that you're able to access more gifts, characteristics, qualities, whatever, that you couldn't before. Okay? So your field holds the information, but it's in storage. And then what we do is, as we're tapping, we're bringing the charge up, we're getting it out of storage, and we're allowing the motherboard to work on it. That's what makes people tired sometimes. You may find that you're tired when you do the tapping, okay? And that's because it's using energy. The motherboard has to use energy, and the definition of work is an expenditure of energy, right? So it's okay if you're tired, right? It's okay. So, So the subconscious mind is a goal-striving machine. It has your self-image, which is a result of your experiences, your core beliefs, and from that place, it's going to allow you or not allow you to hit your target. So when you do an affirmation, you're affirming something, but only from your conscious mind. The rest of you may not agree. Yeah? Okay? Because we create, and in psychosynthesis, I'm also a psychosynthesist. You can look that up. It's on my website. There's a lot of writing on it. Very old-fashioned website, and my lady who was doing the website, like many of us who are dealing with this corona COVID situation, kind of have been stalled in what we're doing. I mean, I feel very blessed that I can get these videos out to you, and that has nothing to do with anything. However, many things have been stalled. So she, unfortunately, was not able to work on it at this point, but you are able to access it through the front. These lovely little technological glitches give us something to tap on, actually, because they're a little bit annoying. Okay, so so what do we do with that? What do we do with that, right? You affirm something, and then internally, it doesn't align with what you're seeing. So I always tell my clients when they're having this discrepancy, right? This disconnect of like, this is not the kind of man I want, or is not the kind of relationship I want, or this is not the kind of job I want, or why am I not making the money, or how come this keeps happening to me, yeah? This keeps happening, right? A pattern, this keeps happening to me. And I've been doing all this work, I've been affirming, I don't understand, and this is what I say to my clients. look at what you're getting and you'll know what you're asking for. Like, look at what the universe is giving you as the answer. And that will show you the question. That's going to show you what you've been asking for, right? So ultimately, your affirmation is always showing up. You are affirming a lack of money. You are affirming a relationship that doesn't work right. You're affirming a toxic relationship. You're affirming a painful situation at work. You're affirming a boss that disrespects you. You're affirming your body not functioning the way you need it to. You're affirming the inability for you to ever lose your weight. You're affirming the inability to go to the gym and be consistent with something. You're affirming all that stuff because that's what's showing up in your life, right? And so you have to then ask yourself, where's the disconnect here? And this is how we do it. We have to pay attention to a tiny little voice inside right after the affirmation. So when you say the affirmation, you then have to pay attention. You have to go. You got to listen inside. You got to pay attention. You got to close your eyes. You got to do whatever you need to do to get in touch with yourself and hear the thing that comes afterwards. So if you're dealing with the money situation, for example, right? I easily get the money that I need to take care of my needs, and it comes in from expected and unexpected sources. Listen inside. Well, that's not true, right? So he's like, yeah, sure. Never going to happen. I mean, those are the flip, quick things that we get. That's for somebody else. Not going to happen for me. I can't do that. That won't happen for me, right? For whatever reason, that won't happen for me. That's what it comes out to. That won't happen for me. And the universe, it hears that and it goes, yeah, right, that won't happen for you. And it doesn't happen for you. Or if it happens with great difficulty. And then it gets derailed, right? Because we're pointing at the chair, and then we get pulled over. End up hitting the wall or the window, right? How did that happen, right? That's not what I asked for. So that little piece is called a tail ender. And so you need to pay attention for that tail ender in anything that you're affirming for in your life. Pay attention to that tail ender. And that tail ender is the thing that you need to be tapping on. So we'll just do an example of tapping. I would invite you, if you've never done tapping, emotional freedom techniques is based on the discovery that all negative emotion and physical pain and physical symptoms are because of a disturbance in our energy field. And we are confirmed that everything is energy. We are confirmed by science. We're not confirmed by medicine because they're run by greed and money. Okay? So it's not putting them down. It's just describing what is. I believe in describing what is. I look at truth for what it is. And so you are fields within fields within fields. And when we bring up a thought, if it's associated with a negative feeling or a negative experience, it charges that thought negatively and it causes disturbances in the energy field. We don't do well with negative thought. It creates blockages, right? Anger, resentment, grief, loss, pain, emotional pain. It makes us feel bad internally. It makes us over time feel sick, right? So when we bring up a thought associated with a negative feeling or negative experience and it creates blockages, we are able to clear the charge. The charge comes in blockages, shows up in blockages. We're able to clear the charge by tapping on certain acupuncture points to leading meridians in a very simple, formulaic process that is beyond simple to learn and beyond deep and profoundly effective and powerful. Because as soon as you start tapping, you're accessing the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is not a place, it's an energy field. So that's really important to remember. Okay? So I would invite you to go to my video on basic EFT if this is new for you. And I'm going to assume that you know tapping at this point. And if not, stop, go to the basic EFT, come back when you get a chance, or when this feels like you're ready to move in the direction of clearing things that get you stuck from having what you want. So again, the important thing here, I've done a video on what do you do when you have conflict, when you have a dead-on conflict inside you. And interestingly enough, I just did a session with a client today, and we were talking, and she was saying, I'm so torn inside myself because I have this ability now to sell this house that I have, and I could potentially go to the country where it's beautiful and green and lush and everything. But then again, I would lose my ability to be with my friends here, and I'm so stuck about it. And what was fascinating is I told you that I am clairsentient, but I did not tell you I'm precognitive. So I am highly precognitive, and when I work with people, we have a 0 to 10 in terms of a scale, and I don't even have to ask the question, where are you? I already know. I already get the number. I hear things I need to say. I get the emotion before people feel it, and so on. So it was interesting to hear her say that, because when I made the video, which was right the day before she said that, that's exactly what I said. I said, well, I have this opportunity, I have this house upstate, I have this opportunity to move upstate and be around this beautiful lush green pasture, but I lose being able to be with my friends here. So I'm intuitive, clairsentient, and highly precognitive. So anyway, so what I want to do is I want to go through this tapping with you and just have you get a sense of how to do it and what we're looking for, and then you can take it from there. All right, so I'm going to say that it's money. Let's deal with money because people are dealing with money quite a lot. And there's also issues around eating and diet and so on, and relationships. But money is pretty much across the board what people deal with. And so they do an affirmation about money, right? And then internally they come up with a bunch of them, right? One of them is, it's not me, it's for others, right? It's never happened before, right? Okay? Or you may get things like money doesn't grow on trees, whatever it is that you get, but more likely you get more generalities. The core beliefs that money doesn't grow on trees, and I saw my dad, struggling and stuff like that. That's dealing with core beliefs, right? That's going deeper. But right now it's like the generalities, like, oh yeah, that's not for me, I've never been able to do it before, and so on, right? And so somebody will affirm, let's say, a certain amount of money, and they say, make it reasonable so that your conscious mind believes it, right? And then work towards that. I easily make blank amount of money, right, per month or per year or whatever it is that feels like it's right for you. And when we're tapping, basically what we're doing is we're saying, even though I have this blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. That's the setup, okay? So what we're doing is we're doing an affirmative phrase, and it is filled in by what it is that's bothering you. So even though I have this blank feeling, issue, whatever, I deeply and completely accept myself, and saying that 3 times. And then tapping on specific acupuncture points, right? So this is the setup area, it's the karate chop area, it's the soft part. And then what you do is you tap on the side of your hand and you say, even though I have this blank, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then once you've done that, you go to the top of the head and you tap 5 to 9 times. I really don't care. The important thing is that you're tapping the number of your sentence. And then you're going from the top of your head, then you're going to go to, of course I can't see you now because I don't have my glasses on, the brow point, which is the point where the brow and the nose meet. You'll feel a little indentation. I usually tap with 2 fingers. Then the side of the eye where the bone is, which is actually the orbit of the eye, not the temple, but the orbit. You're going to be tapping there. Underneath the eye, which is where the cheek is, between the nose and the mouth. I often say under the nose or just nose. Between the mouth and the chin, I often just say chin. The collarbone area, which is where the collarbone, the rib plate, the breastplate, and the first rib meet. Easy just to use all 5 fingers or 4 fingers or even your fist. And then underneath the arm, where there would be a seam. Okay, so those are the points, and then we do that with a reminder phrase. So what you're going to do is you're going to pay attention to your tail ender. And I'm just going to say you fit in your tail ender, but we're going to make it for you. At this point, we're going to say, yeah, sure, that's for others, right? That's for others. That's not going to happen. So I easily make this money. Yeah, sure. That's for others, right? Okay? It's never happened before. So we're going to say it's never happened before, right? We're just going to leave it as never happened before because it'll make it easier. And then you can fill in your stuff when you do your work. Okay, so even though it's never happened before, I deeply and completely accept myself. And you have to focus on that, right? Because that's going to bring up the frequency that you want. That's the resistance. That's the subconscious mind. That's what your true feelings are. Forget this 5% of the consciousness, all right? And so many people think that you're actually, making the negativity go deeper. It's not so. It's the exact opposite. It's in there already, which is why you had to pay attention for it. Okay? It's what is actually really being affirmed. So you have to pay attention for that. And then what you're doing as your tap is you bring it up. And you're bringing the charge up because you're bringing it to mind. When you bring it into the field, that's when the intelligence of the field can process it. Okay? And so you're looking from 0 to 10 on how true that feels to you emotionally. You want to look at it truthfully. You want to say, emotionally, this feels this true. Logically, this feels this true. Right? I haven't done it before. Right? So we'll say that for you it's a 10. I haven't done it before. Right? Okay? So that's important to clear, right? I haven't done it before, because if I haven't done it before, that means that you're setting it up that it can't happen. Logically, that's not true, right? That it can't happen for you. And the reason for that is because you don't know your future. Logically, it's absolutely a 0. But emotionally, it feels damn true because it never happened before, right? So to you, it's a 10. So just notice that. Write down your emotional truth, 0 to 10, and then your logical truth, 0 to 10. And then what you want to see is, as you're doing the work, where is that going? Okay? Is it feeling like logically it feels more possible for you? Right? That's because emotionally it's starting to drop down. Right? So we're just doing a little piece, right? It hasn't happened before. So even though it hasn't happened before, and I believe it, it hasn't happened before, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though it hasn't happened before, so I don't believe it could ever happen, I deeply and completely accept myself. So you allow yourself to have some kind of flexibility in your sentencing, because that's where your mind is, right? But you're filling that piece in about that it hasn't happened before. So even though it hasn't happened before, so there's no reason for me to believe it ever will, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then you start tapping, right? I'm going to keep my glasses on because then I can see you. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. Now I may be going a little fast for you. You can slow down if you feel comfortable with that, but I'm working with you as if you're already tapping. and you're comfortable with it. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. And you're focusing on it, right? The money is not going to happen because it hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. Now I'm going to invite you to get, as you're getting more comfortable with the process of the tapping, to allow your mind to move to other places. There's no reason for me to believe this because it hasn't happened before. I haven't seen it happen in my life before. I never experienced it before. I've been affirming and it doesn't seem to work. The money just never came. It hasn't happened before. It hasn't happened before. I don't believe it's possible for me. That's for others. I know if affirmations work for others. They don't work for me. No matter what I do, that money isn't coming in. It's not here, see? I have evidence, it's not here. It can't work for me. It hasn't happened before. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep going with that tail ender and stay with it, right? And you may have to work on it incrementally daily or even a few times a day. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, we certainly have a lot of charge with the corona stuff. So as you're doing that, you're clearing some stress, which is good, right? And what you want to do is incrementally you bring it down, 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 until you start seeing that maybe it's possible, right? You start weakening that piece, right? Now, if you would like to work more intensely with that, if you want to clear your core beliefs that stop you with money or with relationship or with whatever it is that you're dealing with, I'm more than happy to work with you. You can call me and you can leave a message in my office, 973-259-1988, and we can talk and see what's going on for you, what's gotten you stuck, and we can start clearing those beliefs. If you're not able to do this work on your own. Sometimes we can bring it down, but we still get stuck and so on. But that's the piece that you need to look at. If nothing else, if this video gets you to seeing that there is a tail ender there, that is the true affirmation. That's the important thing, okay? I look forward to hearing back from you to see how this work has helped you, or what you've noticed about it, any comments that you want to share. You can also message me on Facebook, Shulamit Lazarus. It's very simple, and you'll see I am, as I said, a truth seeker as well as a healer, because I help my clients by bringing up the truth in a non-judgmental, descriptive way. And I'm no different in any other part of my life. And my core value is, for me, freedom, for you to express the light and the magnificence that you are, and being in a society and an environment that supports that freedom. Okay, so you're going to see that in my page. I don't want you to be surprised. Some of the things are controversial and provocative, and that's what I love, is to be able to start a conversation and allow a possible perspective shift. So I want the same thing for you as you're tapping, to get into a cognitive shift, a perspective shift, a possible reframe, because that shows that you're becoming freer. And as I said, I'm available if you'd like to work on those things. If you find that you get stuck or you would like to move them more quickly, then you can by yourself. Let me see if there's anything else I want to share with you. I don't think so. I think that that this is a really important piece for you to work on, because we're always talking about affirmation, the law of attraction, and manifesting. And the fact is that you are the author very much of the reality that you experience. So in that process of partnering with your consciousness in what you're experiencing, if you're not enjoying what you're experiencing, if there's anything that's that's possible for you to change about that, you would like to be able to do that, to see how you might be introducing something into the universe that does not allow your conscious mind to get what it really wants. And I want you to have what you really want. Okay, I want your heart to be happy. I want your body to be vital and thrilled, and I want every cell of your being to feel alive and joy and blessed, because you are a light. You are magnificent. You are powerful. You are capable of making change that you never thought was imaginable. And I send you a tremendous amount of love and blessings, and I will speak to you another time. Okay, bye-bye.